What's up? What up? What up? We back and we back in black. Shit, I'm gonna take this off because it's a company jacket. But shit, I'm usually on this bitch talking mainly about myself and my own life. But I want to take a little deep dive into what the fuck's going on in the world right now because shit's going crazy. I've had my own conspiracies. Some are sort of coming right, so sort of coming true. I've been saying World War III feels like it's been among us more than ever. There's a lot of foreign affairs going on, not just with our country, but with all the countries around the world. And when that starts to happen, people pick sides, and that's what starts the World War III. Feel me? We just invaded Venezuela. And after that check had went out and Trump was like boasting about it, like, oh, I'm giving out a free check to all the only active veterans, not non-active veterans. I knew we were about to do something. And now we're going into Venezuela and making it look like we're saving the people. The people of Venezuela are even backing us because of, whatever society, like dictatorship they had going on, they weren't fucking with it. But knowing America the way we're going in, and also knowing Venezuela's assets, I guess they're the number one in oil, and also gold. They have more gold than like all Africa combined. Saw that online on the news. I don't know how true that is, but sounds about right for us to want to go in there and take shit over. I can honestly even say I voted for Trump, this time around. Voted for Biden the first time. My first vote, I was dissatisfied with what happened. And then this time around, voted for Trump. And I cannot tell you how quickly I already regretted it. I live in a blue state, so my vote doesn't really matter too much for that. But still, even just standing with the dude, the whole ice deep, like, there's got to be limits to certain shit. My mom's an immigrant, so I can't say I'm against immigration. We're a country founded off of immigration, but there's got to be a limit. I would say, like, you can't just be letting in everybody, but I don't think you should just be ripping apart families that are already here, especially if they're not doing anything wrong. If people are doing wrong thing, killing people, by all means, just like you should do for anybody. But people that are already here, they set up their life, they risked everything to get here. Just to deport them back is pretty fucked up. I know some people that have been affected personally, so that's like not cool. Like not firsthand, but like people's family members and like secondhand. And it's just like that shit's not right. That's not what America should be about. But America's pretty fucked up. Like I started off the video with. Let's segue back to it. Seems like we're just in bed with Israel like crazy. I don't know. I seen a video saying if we could do this to Maduro, why the fuck are we not doing it to Netanyahu when he's committing genocide, invading the land and killing the people because it's their right, You can get all into those religious beliefs and go back and forth all day, but I don't care what religion you have. It's not right to go into someone's home and kill them because they don't want to leave their house. If you grew up somewhere and someone out of the blue just came up and put a gun to your parents' head and said, "Get the fuck out or I'm killing them," and then they still kill them, and you gotta leave, like, what are you gonna do? I know, shit, I'm gonna be crashing out, going crazy for that shit. Like, what's up, dude? But yeah, and it's funny how the whole Somalia scheme thing could go unnoticed. I'm not saying Somalia in general, but the Somalia, Minnesota, healthcare and daycare fucking schemes they had going on. And, they sort of, the media will start try to paint like it's a Somalian thing. And, I sort of believe that it had to have been planted prior, knowing it would get out. That way, this propaganda could be used, pushed against Somalians, so we could fund, Somaliland or whatever the fuck that shit what is. I've seen Israel is the first country to back Somaliland, which is a part of Somalia that's trying to break apart and be its own country. And from my knowledge, it owns the passage of a certain sea. I don't know exactly what sea it was. I think I saw Bering Sea. I don't quote me on that. I might be super wrong on the Berings. It's a sea though that is a very important passage that like connects, I think, Israel to just other parts. Just connects the world, and a lot of fucking ships go through there. And whoever really dictates that land can dictate a lot of stuff. They dictate that ocean. I think it's what, 50-mile radius or 100-mile fucking distance off of your coast. So things could get interesting. We just fucking blew up Venezuela a little bit. They don't really go into the casualties, but if they're blowing shit up, rest assured there's surely people dying. I don't know how many. I haven't really done my research on that. I haven't done my research on too much. I'm just speaking off of my knowledge, what I've heard, what I've seen, how I feel. And shit's fucked up. Maybe it's always sort of been fucked up. If you think about it, if George Bush really did do 9/11, I think there might have been some, well, not might have been. I think that shit's already been declassified, that we armed the people that eventually did it. And it's sort of set up just like with the Somalian thing. It's set up that we planted it, that it's Muslim, like, hate and terrorism, while in reality, I don't know. I think Israel funded that shit with the United States, or I don't know how the fuck it worked, but there's a lot of stories. The owner of the Twin Towers happens to be Jewish. Didn't show up to work that day. He never missed a day of work. There's always been a rumor that like 200 people that were Jewish that worked called in sick that day. I don't know how true that is. That might just be hate. I don't know. I've always heard that shit since I was younger too. But where there's smoke, there's some fire. And it seems like it's always covered up, and they try to make it seem like it's just fireworks, but in reality it's a bomb, So a lot of moving shit going on. It's really hard to keep track. That's why it's hard for me to keep my footing when I'm talking, because there's just so much shit happening. And this is all overseas. Meanwhile, here in America, we have our own fucking problem. Drug epidemic, homelessness epidemic, racial tensions. That shit's still here and prevalent, very much so. I live in the Bay Area, where races, shit, we all get along, honestly. I'm gonna say, for the most part. You're not gonna run into, there's gonna be racist people, but it's not gonna be like going to Nebraska for or shit. Certain states where it's more just black and white, and maybe a smaller percentage of black people, and it's just like more tensions, more division, less open-mindedness. Out here, you got a classroom full of every single race, every ethnicity, every religion. It's for me, it's just second nature. You get along and not really hate on someone because of their skin or what they believe in. We could have different beliefs, still come together as one, and not hate each other, not kill each other. We don't need to be fucking in sync. Nobody's ever gonna shit. I can't even agree with my parents half the time, bro. Doesn't mean I want to fucking attack them, fight them, ignite them, shit, any of that. Like, you gotta find the hidden ground. Got to find a common ground. We're going to war over money and oil. The rich man's winning, while it's the people, you know, like me and you, people, shit, that don't really have another option. They're the ones that are gonna be suffering. Shit, economy's been going down. I know, shit, I'm not getting paid too well. No offense to my job, I love it. I got respect for it, and you gotta earn your way. But that's just the economy we're in, you know. That's all that could be afforded. Shit is not simple, and it's not like people are just handing out jobs nowadays. Like, it's not like you could just leave your job and find another one right away, unless you really are touted and you got a specialty that is truly offered. I feel like my generation got a little bit lost, you know. We're the generation where electronics first became a real big thing, and you know, TV, gaming, shit, now TikTok, all these things, I feel like whether they're done on purpose or not, they do distract us from reaching, you know, our full potential. I could say myself, you know, I was a pretty bright student growing up, and I'd say I got lost along the way, you know, listening to different things, different people, different mindsets, and the old saying, trying to fit in the crowd, I guess. And I've never really been one to try to fit in the crowd, but I guess it's sort of human nature, you feel me? So, yeah, I'm all over the place with this shit, but I'm not fucking with Trump with his Venezuela shit. I'm not fucking with the idea of us. I mean, Somaliland, I don't know the logistics behind it. I don't know what's going on in Somalia. What they want to do, but I don't want to get into it. And it's just interesting how all this anti-Somalian propaganda is coming out with Minnesota. And I'm not saying that it didn't happen and it's not legitimate, but it seems to me like, how could 300-400 million, whatever, billions of dollars, millions of dollars, hundreds of millions, how could that go unaccounted for and them not notice without them knowing? They know, like, they know everything, bro. Like, you feel me? If they want to know, they know. And they just play stupid at the end of the day. That way they get people fighting, you know, people going against each other, give them reason to do something. And seems like that's where we're at. I'm hoping things get better before they get worse. I'm not a fucking fortune teller, so I couldn't tell you. I have faith in humanity. I have faith in God. I got faith in a lot. So at the end of the day, hopefully things will make out the way they're supposed to be. I think someone just tried to come in my room, so I'm gonna end it off here. Already was. Dabby Zach, out.